Today I'm going to show you a little demonstration about how I fold my fabric to get a mandala, a dyed mandala like the one that's up on the wall. I want to briefly discuss the things you need for dyeing. Anytime you're working with the chemicals used for dyeing, you'll want to be wearing protective equipment like rubber gloves and possibly a dust mask. To dye fabric, first you need to get all of the chemicals out of the fabric. There is prepared for dye fabric, which should be fabric without any chemicals in it. I use Procyon fiber reactive dyes. That means that my fabric needs to be 100% natural fibers, so cotton or silk or rayon would be appropriate for use with those dyes. If you're using just regular quilter's cotton, you'll want to wash it first. You need to wash your fabric in something like Synthropool or another textile detergent. Dharma Trading Company has all of these supplies. They make their own textile detergent. You only need a little bit, like 1 or 2 teaspoons per wash load to get the chemicals out of your fabric. I'll use something like Synthropool. You can also use Dawn dish detergent. It needs to be that brand. Just their original Dawn dish detergent will also do the trick. So after you wash your fabric, you need to soak it in a soda ash solution. I usually take it right out of the washer and I'll put it in my premixed solution. The soda ash solution should be 1 cup of soda ash per 1 gallon of water. Mix that up, let the soda ash dissolve, put your fabric in it. The fabric needs to soak in the soda ash solution for 5 minutes to, sometimes I leave it in up to overnight. Then you need to wring your fabric out. Your fabric needs to be damp, but mostly dry, so just barely damp is ideal. However, I'll often just wring it out and then fold it and dye it that way. But the drier, the less your dye is going to spread out. Anyway, so after you have washed and then soaked your fabric and wrung it out so that it's damp dry, you can fold it to get ready for dyeing. I'm going to show you how I fold. I will often fold this to make mandalas like the one up on the wall. You'll just have to play with it and adjust it a little bit and you'll get different patterns and you can figure out what you like. So first you're going to take your fabric and fold it in half. Then you're going to fold it in half again and finger press that fold because we're going to need to use that for a reference point. Then you're going to unfold your fabric. Now if you want a mandala that radiates out from the center like the one up on the wall, you're going to put the folded side of your fabric up for this with your raw edge towards the bottom. You're going to fold down each of your edges. And yes, in case you're wondering, I'm working with a dry piece of fabric so I don't have to use rubber gloves. It's easier for me to fold that way. If I was really dyeing, I'd be using damp fabric and I'd be wearing my rubber gloves. Okay, from here, I want to accordion fold the edges. It's kind of like folding a paper airplane, just slightly different. I flipped my fabric over. I'm going to fold these edges to my finger pressed fold line. The reason I'm doing it this way is I'm trying to accordion fold these outer edges. So to finish my accordion fold on this little piece here, I'm just going to take that last flap and fold it back. So now it should be accordion folded. I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Then I'm going to flip it over again and fold that together to complete my accordion folding into our nice airplane or pie wedge shape. And the more precise you are with your folds, the better your symmetry is going to be. So this is how we get symmetry. And now you can fold it to get the variations radiating out from the center. This is one way to fold it, play with it. I'll typically fold starting from the tip and fold up along the fold. You can also change the angle of your folds to get different sorts of patterns. Play with it, post pictures so I can see your results. Okay, so I'm folding up just along that fold line there. So I have a nice little package here. Okay, so my damp soda ash soaked fabric should be folded now and ready for dyeing. So in my bathtub I have a metal grate that I would set this on, and I'll usually put like a dish pan or something underneath of it to catch the dye that runs through it. So I put it on the metal grate, then I take my Procyon fiber reactive dye. I will take a plastic spoon and scoop a little out and just pour my powdered dye onto my fabric wherever I want. I'll use multiple colors usually. Then I'll take ice or snow and pack that on top of it. The melting ice or the melting snow will turn that powder into liquid, and it'll run it through the prepared fabric and make these beautiful patterns. And they're not very predictable, which makes them awesome. I love to look at all the different patterns I get. It just keeps me dyeing. Anyway, so this is how I fold, and that's how I apply my dye. The ice melts in a few hours to overnight. If you still have a lot of dye piled up on top after your ice melts, just go ahead and put more ice on there. Let those dyes run through your fabric. Anyway, so that's how I do it. After that, you need to rinse out the excess dye until your water runs clear. Wash in your textile detergent like Synthropol and dry and iron, and it's ready for use. So if you have any questions, please visit my website, www.twistedstitcherquilting.com. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and please, like I said, post pictures, send me pictures. I would love to see your results.